Namaste everybody. Myself Mangala KJ, working as research scholar and assistant professor in the Department of Biotechnology, Government First Grade College, Ramanagara, affiliated to Bangalore University. Today I am presenting a topic on biofuels for sustainable development, evolution of different biofuel generations. Coming to the introduction part, the globalization, industrialization, and urbanization have led to the global energy crisis. The present energy needs met by the fossil fuels must be replaced with the renewable energy sources. Biofuels are one such alternative that can be used as a renewable energy source. Biofuels are made from biomass obtained by the biological carbon fixation process and are naturally replenished. They can be used as an alternative to fossil fuels, which are non-renewable and takes millions of years to form and also detrimental to the ecosystem. Even though biofuels are considered to be a renewable energy sources, they don't fall under the green energy because they do produce small amount of greenhouse gases to some extent. The different types of biofuels includes the ethanol, biodiesel, methanol, and biobutanol, which are used as an alternative to fossil fuels such as ethane, gasoline, diesel, methane, and butane, respectively. Biodiversity thus plays an important role in the biofuel production. Sustainable energy development has led to the evolution of generation of biofuels from first generation to the recent fourth generation biofuels. Renewable energy contribution at present is not so high to meet the energy supply and needs. Therefore, development in further next generation biofuels is open to the researchers to come up with the new ideas and technologies, and this has become a current trend in the present research field. The present paper mainly focuses on these issues, giving an overall view on the evolution of generation of biofuels to make the researchers develop next generation biofuels. So let us now go for the different generation of biofuels, starting with the first generation biofuels. In this generation of biofuels, food crops are mainly used in the production of first generation biofuels. The most common food crops mainly includes the corn, sugarcane, soya beans, vegetable oil, wheat, sugar beets, and peanuts. Ethanol is one of the major biofuel produced from corn and as well as the sugarcane. The food crops utilized in the production of first generation biofuels requires large land availability and therefore directly affects the cost of food. An increase in population has also created a demand for both energy and food growth. So this is a figure showing the different steps involved in the first generation biofuels. Coming to the second generation biofuels, these are also called as the advanced biofuels. Here, the biomass used in this is feedstock and not the food crops. Therefore, food crops are protected. Seed crops, waste vegetable oil, grasses, and municipal solid waste are used in this process. The threat to the increase in food prices is solved by the introduction of the second generation biofuels. The biomass used here is readily available and the food chain is not under threat. In this case, even though the land availability is not a major issue, but poor quality land is used for this purpose, hence biofuels produced by this method are not stable. The processing of biomass before its use also involves elaborative steps in case of the second generation biofuels. This is a schematic representation showing the generation of the second generation biofuels. Coming to the third generation biofuels, here the biofuels are derived from algae and are characterized under the third generation biofuels. This includes large-scale cultivation of algae used for biofuel production. Algae can be cultivated largely in open ponds, closed-loop systems, and even in photobioreactors. This involves low cost and high energy. It is one of the best methods used in biofuel generation compared to the first and the second generation of biofuels. The biofuel produced by this method is less stable. Biodiesel, ethanol, gasoline, and jet fuels are some of the biofuels derived from the algae. This is the diagram showing the third generation biofuels. Next, going to the fourth generation biofuels. This makes use of the genetically modified algae for biofuel production. The developments in the field of biotechnology has led to the use of genetically modified algae in the biofuel production. It helps in improving the productivity of algal strains. Since genetically modified algae are used in the process, certain health and environmental risks involved in the culturing and production should be associated with the stringent regulations. Now we are left with the next generation biofuels, which is a challenge before us. And before we go for the next generation of biofuels, we have certain challenges which need to be kept in mind before going or developing the next generation biofuels. The main challenge before us is the cost barrier. Biofuels production relies on the availability of land and also the use of innovative technologies. Therefore, cost barrier is an important issue to be focused on during the development of biofuels. Developing countries need to decrease the use of conventional fuels. Strict legislation needs to be implemented by the government in this regard. Government policies should be undertaken to protect the environment and climate system. The market policy is another major challenge that needs to be focused on. Since the cost of these biofuels is high, their usage is limited. Therefore, good government policies need to be implemented to encourage the use of these biofuels. Biofuels are not green energy because they do produce greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and nitrous oxide, which contribute to global warming. But these greenhouse gases produced are less compared to the conventional fossil fuels. Moreover, the carbon dioxide produced is also balanced by the utilization of the plants. Therefore, biodiversity conservation and environmental protection policies should be implemented. The development of next generation biofuels is the biggest challenge and must be developed to meet the future energy demand. Coming to the conclusion, biofuels are definitely an alternative energy source in the coming years. This need has led the researchers to evolve different generations of biofuels. With the advent of technology, different generations of biofuels have evolved, and this needs to be further evolved to obtain sustainable energy development. There is a need to explore next generation biofuels to meet our energy needs in the coming days. Innovative technology, energy policies, and market development are much necessary to take a step towards in this field. Dependence on conventional fuels can be decreased and the technology innovation in the field of biofuel generation. Energy production, replacement, transportation, and distribution should be planned by implementing the good government policies, legislation, and mitigation strategies. Thank you.